All right, you guys, you have Emmanuel Sanders joining us. Go ahead and put your questions in, and I'll call on you. First question is from Caroline Gonzalez.
Hey, Emmanuel, this is going to be kind of an odd question, and I apologize about that, but what is the best Christmas gift you have ever received?
Oh, man. Probably last year, my wife got me a, I forgot what the thing is called, but it's like a portable game thing that I can take. Literally, it comes with a TV. I can put my PlayStation off in there, and I can just carry it. Like when we go on vacation and stuff, and I could play, still play Call of Duty, and I can still play Madden and kick it when I want to relax away from the kids a little bit. So yeah, I think that's definitely the best. And probably like thinking when I was younger, my dad had bought me a pair of baby blue Jordans, and I've never forgotten that gift. It was probably one of my favorite gifts of all time.
Next one's from Nick Underhill.
Well, first of all, which pair of Jordans?
It was 11s.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So the one I wanted to ask is Drew and Mike have only played 10 quarters together. You've obviously missed some time this season. Do you feel like, and this might be weird to ask, but like in late December, but do you feel like you guys are still possibly forming your identity or just scratching the surface of what you can do as an offense?
Yeah, I don't really spend too much time thinking about that. I just, I try to think about just winning games. I think the ceiling, right, for us, if Sean Payton wants to open it up, the ceiling can be high. Just because I know what I'm capable of doing, I know what Mike's capable of doing, and I know what Drew's capable of doing. So, obviously the ceilings can be high, but at the end of the day, I go in not worried about my stats, not worried about them, but just trying to be a good leader on this team, keep everybody light, keep everybody, making sure that they understand how blessed we are to even play this game. And but at the same time, we're trying to work towards a common goal, try to bring a championship to New Orleans. And so I try not to worry about too much stuff other than that.
Did you always have that perspective, or is that something that you've gained as you've gotten older?
Yeah, as I got older. If you would have called me like 5-6 years ago, I would come on the media and be like, "Hey, yeah, you need to give me the ball. Like I need the ball. Like I'm trying to go Pro Bowl. I'm trying to, And I guess, with time you start to see, and I was always about trying to win Super Bowls too, but it was more of, just trying to, and it wasn't so much that I just wanted to just show the world, like my talents, because I felt like I worked so hard, and that's still the same thing now, but it's just, I'm not going to go out and force it, it's one of those things that I'm just going to let my tape speak for itself and let somebody else speak for me, but yeah, I'm enjoying my time here.
Next one's from John Zazier.
How you doing, Emmanuel? The machete kind of got me on that one. But how about this? Your touchdown reception against Philadelphia, can you just give me, I guess, a degree of difficulty on that and talk me through the play, if you would?
It's crazy because, like when I had did it, I didn't even notice that it was like a difficult catch. Like I just caught it, and then when I went back and watched the replay of it, I was like, damn, like that was actually a really good catch. I caught it with one hand, but I was just so in the moment of just trying to cut the deficit, to try to get out with a win. It was a play that we've had in for like 2 weeks. It was literally a boot play in which Taysom acted like we were running a naked to the right and tried to get the safety to bite. And me, my job was to pretty much sell the corner like I'm running a corner route on normal necker rules, and then just strike it back all the way across the field, and Taysom just lobbed it up, and he gave me opportunity, I just tried to capitalize on that.
Next one's from Luke Johnson.
Emmanuel, I know you guys usually have that like 24-hour rule, but yeah, I know I also heard a lot of guys talking about like taking this loss and learning from it and kind of using it as like a stepping stone to get back out. So do you have to like, I don't know, like hold on to this one a little bit longer than you normally would, or is it just like completely?
Yeah, I think like we were on a 9-game win streak, and so you sit back and it's just a feeling that we're not used to, and then all of that, like we had the number 1 seed and we lost the number 1 seed, so that kind of affects you a little bit more as well, but. It's one of those things you just gotta get over. I can tell you this: one thing about this team is that it don't matter if we got the number 1 seed or not. Wherever we go, they're gonna have to give us their best shot in order to beat us. And so, yeah, the number 1 seed is sounds good. You know, you get to play in New Orleans and you know, be in New Orleans and home field advantage. But at the end of the day, like when the playoffs start, it don't matter. A football field is 100 yards, a certain amount of wide. You got 11 players on the field. We got to go out and try to win a game. And not only that, with like the COVID, you know, protocols, like fans really is really no difference. Like yeah, there's no crowd noise. It's nothing crazy that's gonna like take you out of the element besides the fact that you got to travel. Or you go to Green.
Next one, Brown.
Yeah, wanted to ask you, you know, obviously your first year on the team, do you see any correlation between the culture of the locker room and the organization and the depth that we've kind of seen, you know, develop on the field?
The correlation of the locker room and the depth of the field. What do you mean?
Well, the culture, like, you know, guys that come, like whether it's, you know, guys wanting to come and play there, you know, real talented guys wanting to be a part of this team or, you know, accepting the roles they're given, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think Sean Payton, you know, I know coming here, you know, to play with Drew Brees and Sean Payton, it's just legendary. Who would want to play with, you know, that legendary pair? And so for me, like, you know, that's one thing that I've just been appreciating how they work together and how well they work. But as far as the culture of this team, you know, everybody knows you go to New Orleans, you're gonna win games, and you know, to be a part of that is special.
Next one's from Rod Walker.
Hey, Emmanuel, you're one of the few people on the team that's been on the same field with Patrick Mahomes. What's it just sort of like watching him play?
I mean, he's a special player. I mean, like every time you think you got him, you really don't have him. And I've been a part of like 3 games like that where I'm like, yeah, we got him, and then the next thing you know, he just does some spectacular stuff that you never seen. Like I think about the Denver game when we had him when he was just a young guy. Like he's rolling out to the left, he got the ball in his right hand, and he takes the ball and throws the ball with his left hand to Tyreek Hill on a big 3rd down. And that conversion pretty much beat us. And so then last year in the Super Bowl we got him, and then he just drops a dime to Tyreek Hill 3rd and 15. And so he's one of them players that, you know, going in, it's going to take all 4 quarters to beat him because at any moment he can explode on the scene, he could get the blinking like on Madden, and the next thing you know, like it's out of control. So you definitely got to be in the game with him for 4 straight quarters.
Next one's from Amy Just.
Yeah, Rod stole my question, but what else stands out about that team, whether it's all of the weapons that they have on offense, on defense, special teams too? I mean, you've played against them several times.
I think just when you speak of the Chiefs, like they just got a legendary team right now. From Travis Kelce, a tight end leading the league in yards, from Tyreek Hill to Patrick Mahomes to the Honey Badger. They just got players upon players over there, and they play well and they play confident. And then they got Andy Reid, you know, who's a great coach in my opinion as well. And so every week, you know that they're going to come ready to play. And you know, and like I said, they're a team that you got to play all 4 quarters. You cannot let out the gas with these guys because at any moment Tyreek Hill can go 80 yards at any moment. You know, Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes can find their groove at any moment. The Honey Badger could change the dynamic of the game. And so we got to be prepared to play 4 quarters of football, no matter what the results are. I don't care if we win by 20, 30. We still got to go at it because, I mean, we've seen them in the playoffs and versus the Texans. The Texans had them, right? The year that they won the Super Bowl, the Texans had them. And next thing you know, they came back. So it's going to be a game that we got to play all 4 quarters.
Next one's from Luke Johnson.
When you're looking at that defense, it looks like they forced like a ton of turnovers. Has anything like kind of stood out to you when you're watching them, just whether it's their defensive backs?
Well, I know they want to play, man. They want to get in your face. You know, they're okay with OPIs. I think they're the most penalized secondary in the league the past 2 years. And so they want to get in your face. They want to play bump and run, and you know, I'm looking forward to that. You know, I I feel like I got a array of releases that I'm looking forward to using and getting open on and playing football. Because to me, like man-to-man is football to me. As of lately, we've had teams come out and play a lot more zone, a lot more cover two on us. But I like teams who play man-to-man, bump and run. Let's just get in our face. That's what we do. Let's go at it.
Next one's from Steve White.
Hey, man, that kind of piggybacks on, the last question. But when you faced him in the Super Bowl, what types of things? I'm sure the schemes, your schemes are different offensively, but the types of things that they tried to do to get you all out of rhythm.
I think it's just really man-to-man and letting, Frank Clark and those guys just go to work. And obviously they try to disrupt the timing of the play by playing man-to-man. And, when you got an offense with Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill, I think the way that they play defense is smart, right? Because obviously they're going to give up chunk plays, they're going to give up big plays, but if you're playing bump and run man and you know that you're going to put up points, then you know that, like, if you're playing bump and run man and you got a quarterback who's not accurate, then more than likely they're not going to be able to move the ball. Now, if you go against a quarterback who can, obviously you can exploit the man-to-man, but at the same time, I think that they're a well-balanced team by how they play offense and how they play defense. And so, and it's a formula that got them the Super Bowl, so they're not going to change.
Last one's from Doug Mouton.
Yeah, hey, Emmanuel, going back to Patrick Mahomes, have you ever seen a guy who can throw so accurately at such weird angles? When you watch him, does that strike you? I mean, his hips and feet, sometimes he seems so wrong, and then the passes are on the money. Does that strike you?
Yeah, I mean, I've played with a lot of great quarterbacks, from Ben to Peyton to Drew, and I've never played with a quarterback like him. The only other quarterback that I've seen that makes like weird throws like that all awkward was in 2010 when I saw Aaron Rodgers just off back foot throws, just ridiculous, like just dimes on the money. And so and those two are legendary quarterbacks. And so I mean, Patrick Mahomes, obviously we all know what he's capable of doing. He's the highest paid player in the league. He won the Super Bowl last year, and so we all know what he's capable of doing. But at the end of the day, I still want to go out and beat him, and that's the goal at the end of the day.
Well said. Appreciate it, Emmanuel.
All right, thanks.
All right, you guys can put your questions in for Taysom Hill. First one's from Luke Johnson.
Hey, Taysom, Emmanuel just gave us a pretty good breakdown of it, but when you're looking at this Chiefs defense, they've been forcing like a lot of turnovers and stuff this year. Is there anything that stands out about that in particular to you, like why they've been able to do that?
Well, I think that they do a good job of disguising. They're obviously an aggressive defense, one of the top, pressure defenses in the NFL in terms of how often they're pressuring the quarterback. And so I think sometimes that forces guys to, get the ball out a little bit sooner than what they wanted. But I would say they have a lot of different personnel groups. I think they do some unique things with their safeties, and their safeties create some ability to, play nickel, but then roll to cover two and disguise. And so I think they do a really nice job of that, which I believe has in turn led to the turnovers.
Next one's from Caroline Gonzalez.
Hey, Taysom, I know this is going to be your first Christmas with Bo, but do you have any other favorite Christmas memories that come to mind?
Man, Christmas for me is all about just hanging with the family. Obviously you get to the NFL and your holidays become a little bit different because, it's a normal work week for us. But I would say there's not one in particular that sticks out other than just having the opportunity to hang out with family and enjoy some good food and some great company.
Next one's from Amos Morrell.
Yeah, I know possessing the ball, taking care of the ball, third down, all of those are normal emphasis on a week-to-week basis. But is there anything specific you guys are trying to hone in on this week as you prepare for this game?
Yeah, I think what you said is true. Ball security is obviously really important when you're playing an explosive offense. As you start to do the math, you don't have a ton of possessions in an NFL game, and so you don't want that to favor an explosive offense. So we're certainly aware of that, but I also think that there's a balance of, as an offense that you also can't play timid in the sense that, we need to put points on the board and make sure that we're creating opportunities for us to score. So I think that there is a balance there of making sure that we are playing inside our offense, which can lead to explosive plays, that can lead to big plays, and taking care of it. So certainly ball security is a premium, but I think it's important that we don't allow that to be a crutch where we're not putting points on the board.
Next one's from John DeSager.
Taysom, in 4 starts, where do you feel like you've made your most improvement, where your biggest strides?
Yeah, I would say just like overall, my comfort level inside the offense, having plans for our offense and, my ability to get the play call, picture the play call, get in the huddle, call it so we have better tempo, and just the mechanics of operating inside, this Coach Payton offense, which, frankly is not an easy thing to do. And as you get here as a new quarterback, we're all trying to play catch up to Drew and Coach. They've been together for so long, and so there's a steep learning curve there. And so I would say overall is just having a better feel of what we're trying to accomplish on each individual play, and our rhythm, our tempo, and everything that goes along with that.
Next one's from Luke Johnson.
Taysom, after I didn't digest the film from Philadelphia, what were your kind of takeaways from that for you specifically?
Yeah, there are plays that I would like to have back. That's not unique to any game, frankly. And overall, I wish that I look at that 4th down conversion that we didn't convert, and I wish I would have given Emmanuel an opportunity there, and maybe we get a PI, maybe Emmanuel goes and makes a big play, which he's shown he's super capable of doing. So there are a few points like that, but overall I felt like there was good film out there, and just learning from the things that I felt like we could have done better as an offense as a whole, and certainly avoiding taking sacks in some of the scenarios that I did. I think I need to be better at that, but just overall I felt like we gave ourselves an opportunity to win the game. Certainly need to start faster. No excuse there.
Next one's from Rod Walker.
Hey, Tyson, what's it like just for a quarterback to watch? Like when you're watching someone like Patrick Mahomes play, what is that like for you?
Yeah, well.
Or what do you see in him?
It's a lot of fun. Just like it is for you guys, I would imagine. But I have a lot of fun watching Patrick play. He obviously is able to do some very unique things at the quarterback position, and I think he's one of these unique guys where you kind of feel like at any given moment a big play can happen. He can make all the throws, and I think ultimately what makes him special and unique in this league is his ability to make something out of nothing, and then these off rhythm, off schedule throws, and I've been really impressed in his ability to do that.
Next one's from John DeSager.
Hey, Taysom, you referenced the throw to Emmanuel, and you just felt like maybe he picked up a DPI on it. But can you talk us through it? And actually, it looks like he did pick up a DPI and still came up with the ball.
Sorry, I was referring to a different play, but I was referring to the fourth down that we went for.
Oh, okay.
But I can certainly talk to that play as well. that was a look that we had hoped to get, and we were able to hold the backside safety down, put Emmanuel on a post, and that was one of those plays where we're going to take a shot. There was no one backside, and as I alluded to before, Emmanuel has shown time and time again as I look back at some of the plays that he's made when I've been playing quarterback, and some of the ones that stand out is, that Atlanta play that got called back where he went out and made a big play that led to a touchdown that got called back. He did the same thing in that play. And I'll tell you what, it gives a quarterback a lot of trust where you see a one-on-one situation that you can throw it up to him. And really only good things are going to happen where, one, you get a pass interference call, he goes and make a great play, catches the ball, or it's an incompletion. And that's a great, skill set and puts your mind at ease as a quarterback.
I think we're all set. Thank you, Taysom.
Thanks.
Whew.
All right, we have Demario Davis joining us. If you guys have questions, put them in the chat, and we'll start off with Caroline Gonzalez.
Hey, Demario, I'd appreciate if you could take the high road and not make fun of me for this question, but if you had to pick one player on the team who's on the naughty list and one person who's on the nice list, who would they be?
That's a good question. I'd probably see who'll start with the nice list. Probably Taysom Hill on the nice list for sure. Naughty list. I don't know. We got everybody good on our team. Everybody good. We ain't got no naughty people.
Next one's from Doug Mouton.
Yeah, hey, Demario. Sean Payton talked this morning about Mahomes' ability to sort of find the holes in the protection and to step up in the pocket in a way that maybe some other guys can't and find guys. When you're studying him, what kind of issues does that create? And is he sort of special that way in sort of buying time within the pocket?
Yeah, he got a lot of pocket awareness and knows how to extend plays. Very similar to like Aaron Rodgers, who knows how to extend plays and has been doing that for a long time in his career. He has the ability to roll out, left and right outside the pocket. He does a good job of stepping up and through the pocket and then extending outside. It presents a lot of challenges for the defense for sure.
Next one's from John DeSager.
Well, first of all, Demario, we know you're not being truthful about that naughty list. We know that's, but with that offense of Kansas City, obviously you have Mahomes, but what about the other guys that he's working with, and how do they make that offense unique also?
Oh, he has a lot of weapons around him, a lot of speed at the receiver position, two very good backs, a host of tight ends, including, probably the best tight end in the business. And so he's already a phenomenal player without that cast. And then he has a lot of great players around him, a really solid offensive line as well. And so we're going to have our hands full for sure.
Next one's from Amos Morale.
I wanted to ask you specifically about one of those running backs, the rookie Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Just what have you seen from him on film and what makes him kind of challenging?
He's a do-it-all back, runs hard, great vision, great shiftiness as a back, can catch the ball out of the backfield, a good pass, good in the pass protection. He's a do-it-all back for sure. They got two of them.
Next one's from Amy Just.
Yeah, more on that offense. I mean, they've got playmakers everywhere. So what type of challenge does that put on all of you, whether it's Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Patrick Mahomes, insert player here?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's still all about doing your job. Know where you are, know where you're supposed to be, know what your assignment is, and then execute the game plan. I feel like as a defense, going against our offense, we've had to always go up against a great quarterback with a lot of weapons over there, and so it's very similar in that regard. This team presents its own challenges, but at the end of the day, it all comes down to alignment, assignment, technique.
Next one's from Luke Johnson.
Hey, Demario, I'm just curious, since you were kind of this age, did you watch like Tyrann Mathieu like when you were in college? I know like a lot of guys said he was kind of like, they try to model their game after him and stuff like that.
He was a phenomenal player in college, for sure. I mean, his nickname matched his play. He's a high energy player. Makes a lot of plays in the run game, in the pass game. A ball hawk in safety, knows how to find the ball, knows how to create turnovers. He's just been a special player for a long time, and I feel like high energy, great defensive players watch high energy other great defensive players and watch their game and see what their strengths are and weaknesses are.
Next one's from Steve White.
Hey, Demario, as a defender, we've seen, a lot of teams try to defend Casey different ways. Sit back and don't allow the explosive plays to be aggressive to try to disrupt the explosive plays. Is there a consistent formula you use, or do you have to mix it up throughout the game to try to keep them off balance?
I think they do. I think they do a good job of adjusting depending on what look they're getting. Teams have tried to pressure them the whole game. Teams have tried to play soft against them, or stay high and play more of a shell defense. And I think teams have tried a lot of different things, but you can look at their record and see that a lot of it hasn't been successful. And so I think they do a good job of adjusting. You have to be able to be multiple, and you have to take away what they do best, just like any other team.
Next one's from Catherine Carroll.
All right, Demario, I'm also going to ask you an off-the-wall question, but I just had to know what you thought of Trey Hendrickson's and Marcus Davenport's new bleach haircuts that they're sporting this week.
I think that's the whole D line. All that's the mark of the D line. All of them have blonde streaks. Even Cam has the blonde sideburns. So that's something that they're doing in their room. More power to them. I think they're as close a group as you're gonna find, and so you can see it with the hair.
Yeah, that's why I had to ask, and I'll ask them eventually. But I figured it was some sort of team bonding thing since everyone sported it at the same time.
Next one's from Luke Johnson.
Hey, Demario, with Tyreek Hill's speed, especially, like how difficult is it? Like how much does that open up things for their offense? And then with y'all having a guy who's pretty fast as well, and Marshawn, how much does that help with that?
Definitely when teams have a speed threat, it definitely presents challenges where you have to take away that speed in certain ways. So you have to shift your defense certain ways. But I think the thing about Tyreek, he's not just a speed threat. You have certain teams that have guys that have kind of a speed receiver that they use to go over the top. But Tyreek Hill is as complete of a receiver as you're going to see. He can go over the top. He can catch screens and go. He can run all the routes on the route tree, and he has great hands. So I think he just presents a whole host of issues alone.
Next one's from Amy Just.
Yeah, you and Malcolm co-wrote another guest column this week about social justice reform in New Orleans. I guess wanted y'all to do that right now at this juncture in time?
I think as people, as citizens, we have a responsibility to hold those who are, making the laws and managing society around us accountable. That doesn't just end because, you don't see people out marching in the streets. It doesn't end just because, the elections are over. The work actually begins after they take those positions, and it's important for us to hold them accountable. We just had important DA election where a lot of promises were made, and we know we need to see reform in the criminal justice system around our nation, especially here in New Orleans and Louisiana. And so I think it's just important for us to be able to hold those people accountable as people that care about what's going on around us.
Next one's from Brett Martell.
Hey, Demario. This is obviously a relatively unusual matchup in that, every week fans don't necessarily get this with two double-digit win teams, both maybe #1 seeds. As a player, what makes this a highly compelling matchup to you?
It's a great matchup. Two really good teams, two teams that have proven they can be successful over an extended period of time. I think the most exciting thing is just the next game on the schedule. We have a mission where we want to be at the end of the season, and to get there each week, we have a different challenge. And it's exciting that this is a different challenge that we've faced this season, and so it's in front of us. And to get where we got to go through it. And so it's an exciting week to prepare for.
Last one's from Luke Johnson.
Yeah, I just want to know if it's legit that you cry every time you see Lion King.
Pretty much. That's my favorite movie of all time, and I feel like I got a lion spirit, and so I can relate to Mufasa and Simba, and so watching Mufasa go, that's pretty tough on anybody, I would think.
All right, I think we're all set. Thanks for the time, Demario.
I appreciate it. Be blessed.